I gotta look at the charts real quick, and then we'll figure out where we're going from here. Um, I thought that this last gap in the leg might get hit, but I mean we're in a daily and a 4 hour civvy, so we could technically reverse from anywhere after we fill in the gap, which looks like is about what happened with the 4 hour there. Missed it a little bit, but it's all good. Overall, though, I'm expecting bullish price action, maybe delivering out of one of these gaps, maybe this 15. Um, I don't think we'll be bearish unless we were to inverse this 15 down. Um, and if there's another gap, yeah. So this 5 minute PPR is really what's going to tell the story. If we get through that, um, that will be like okay, we're probably bearish. If this holds, then obviously we're still bullish. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be uh, probably bullish going into today. I don't know how good PM is going to be just because um, it's no news Monday, but we'll see. These are definitely choppy price conditions since 1240 though. So I think in order to take a trade, I'd want to see price close over this gap here to confirm that we're bullish since it's the thing that's holding down price. And then maybe this is like an eval trade. And then if we got like good momentum through this 3 minute, I would take that as like a long. Um, unless I'm missing something. Nah. Okay, so like yeah, this 1 minute would need to close too, but I'd want to see the 1 and 3 minute close here, and then I'd probably enter. And then yeah, it's about a 25 point stop. New week opening gap consideration. Wasn't it like all the way down below? Oh, this is from last week, right? Yeah, so I don't really care about the new week opening gap from previous weeks. I just care about the current one. So also, if we were to get like a long setup from last gap, like maybe if we hit this 5 minute unfilled BPR and get a long, that would be cool as well. I figured we'd come back for these unfiltered value gaps at some point during the day. I wasn't sure when, and yeah, we finally are coming back to them. I went into this morning with more of a bearish bias um, until we just started to disrespect everything, especially after we inversed this 1 minute gap. Once I saw this and we were closing above previous highs, I switched my bias bullish, and then I saw this 30-second gap. But the problem was with this inverse is that there was no clear drawn liquidity above, and I didn't know how much higher we were going to go, so I just figured it would be best not to take. So we inversed that 30-second down there. We just closed the 1 minute, so with this momentum, it wouldn't surprise me if we went to the lows, but at this point, I don't really want to fade my bias and shorten discount, which I think we are, right? Yeah, so it'd basically be shorting at 50%, which I don't really love doing. And I don't love shorting inside of a 15-minute bullish for value gap. So in order to confirm a bearish bias here and start taking shorts, I'd need to see that 5 minute Denkier violated, and then probably a confirmation setup after we chop or something like that after the fact. Ultimately, the target would be like this obvious low here, and then the triple equal lows down here, which I also had as like a potential draw this morning. And then you're saying we have a bullish S&T just right now. Yeah, I see that. Okay. So you're saying with this low. Wow, we're back up to almost 60 people after the holiday. I'm surprised. But yeah, how was everyone's weekend? Yeah, no, mine was great. Loved watching the Lions win on Sunday. That was really the cherry on top for my weekend. Um, really wasn't expecting that kind of a game. I was expecting it to be much closer and the defense to not do a whole lot, and it was the exact opposite of my expectations. So, um, just like trading, you know, I guess in football you got to limit your expectations. Um, does anybody else have an issue with viewing the stream right now? So we have this 30-second gap, but we never took any liquidity before getting the inverse, so probably not something I'm going to take. Doesn't really follow my model. Okay, so if you're on phone, it like has issues, I guess. Should I restart stream for the people on the phone? Like, is there a vocal majority of people that are having issues with the stream? Okay, it's just a Discord thing. Okay, well in that case, then never mind. By the way, at the end of this week, the promotion for the one-on-ones will be over. So if you're interested in doing a one-on-one with me, this is going to be a pretty good opportunity for you to get in on that. If you book a one-on-one with me, you'll get a free month of PM stream. That's the promotion. Uh, yeah, I guess I could do like I don't know what I would do for lifetime actually. Yeah, I guess Wesley, like we could work something out like that, like a $50 off, whatever, for lifetime people. Jerhoff, honestly, like the only thing I'm concerned about at this point are Trump tweets. Um, this whole dump happened because Trump tweeted something at 9:15. As far as like stock based events, I don't really care about those. But yeah, by the way, in case you guys didn't know this, Nvidia is now the second most expensive company in the entire world. They passed Apple. I don't know, Bjornen. I think I've heard like it takes them like a few days, or like maybe it's same day and then the payouts are. Um, I don't know. All I know is MFFU is the best at payouts. I had an issue and they were able to resolve it like within one day, so that was cool. Yeah, I'll go over that again actually. So what I'm looking for right now is longs, unless we inverse this 5-minute BPR down, which I don't think we're gonna do. Ideally, I'd like to see a liquidity sweep or like an SMT before getting that long, and I'd want to target the unfilled liquidity below or above like this 15-minute SIBI, and then just ultimately target higher. The draw on liquidity higher isn't great, and we've already taken like a lot of buy side, so I'm not totally married to longs here, Like if we started to really break down here and go for the triple equal lows, I'd prefer that, to be honest. But I can't fade the bias, and clearly we've been bullish all day, so I'm gonna kind of stick with that. And if we were to inverse this like 3 minute up, and also this 1 minute, I would be interested in longs then. Or if we were to get a scenario like where we came down, swept this low, delivered out of the last gap in the leg, and got a nice long from there, I would be interested in that. Is there an SMT on the 1 minute? Yeah, there is at the at this low here. I believe there's an SMT, a bullish one. All right. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as bias goes. Whether or not we get a play to that, I don't know. This price action's been pretty choppy since around 12:40, so no idea what the expectations are for this afternoon, but we'll see. Also, this is the most amount of people we've had in stream since before the holiday, so welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a good holiday and you got everything you wanted from Santa, and everybody was safe and had lots of fun. $12.10. For me personally, it's all right. I think if those were equal highs and we swept them by like a couple of ticks and then came back down instantly like that, I think that's all right. This is good momentum down. So ES just swept this low. This is the kind of drop that I'd want to see for price to then deliver out of the 5 minute BPR. This kind of momentum down, putting in a fair value gap like that size, maybe on the 2 minute. Or maybe the 3. Yeah, the 3 minute looks like. But yeah, obviously, with the price action this morning, I had a one-on-one, and that didn't go too great. There wasn't really any trades we could take, so we just kind of sat there and talked the majority of it. Okay, so this 30-second up with the SMT is kind of interesting if we were to get it. Same with the 1 minute, I suppose. Yeah, I think if the 1 minute close is, yeah, it's kind of similar to the 30-second. Okay, so we have this 30-second like stacked gap here, and then we have the 1 minute. The 15-second already closed over there, but there's the 30-second in the way, and obviously the 1 minute, so we have to wait for those to close. But I think once the 1 minute closes, that would kind of be like, okay, we're probably going to move up here, especially with that SMT. Nah, Jace, I didn't take anything. I was just watching this morning. I didn't really like that 30-second that we got. I kind of explained it earlier. There wasn't a great drawn liquidity above, so I figured it would just be best to wait for a setup from lower or just not take anything this morning. What would be my target for the longs? So if we were to enter a long here, obviously stop to break even at this high, take profit 1 at this high, take profit 2 at these highs, and then probably final take profit up here. And then, I don't know, I guess you could try and hold runners to get back everything else from this morning. We want to target highs inside of fair value gaps, obvious highs. So I think this high is like a good target for sure. maybe I say these highs here because we don't know if this 1 minute's going to break. So if we were to take this high, that kind of makes sense for a take profit. And then I believe this high here would be 1 to 1 away. So that makes this like an okay target, right? To take half off. That's kind of the idea. But all of these take profits are kind of close together relatively. And we're not really seeing a lot of movement back up here. We're kind of creating that sell side of the curve type thing. So just have to see how we react to this 5-minute BPR to really confirm that we're bearish. If we really break through this, I think these lows are in the cards, and then obviously the triple equal lows could definitely be a factor. Wow, this is a lot of momentum down. Would I have taken this trade if it played out? If we had the momentum, like, something like this, maybe. So we're tapping into that 5-minute BPR now, that unfilled gap. I guess the 1 minute back up if it forms. If we got like a V shape, could be decent. Did Trump just tweet? I don't know. That was kind of the similar candle to earlier that happened. So maybe he did. What's his? Is it on Truth Social? Is that where he does most of his posts? Oh, yeah, Henry. I don't really look at that kind of stuff. I don't look at the real trading hours gap or whatever. I just look at the new day and new week opening gap. Yeah, so we did form that 1 minute. We're still rejecting it. I'm kind of feeling that we're bearish here. I mean, we're not really seeing a massive reaction up after hitting the gap, so that kind of tells me that we're probably going to keep heading lower and probably inverse this. I don't know. I don't think he tweeted. I think people were just making jokes about the drop. Okay, yeah, this 1 minute could be decent. Well, whatever the new virus is, I definitely got it. Dude, if we get COVID 2.0, that would be kind of crazy. Although we've been talking about a new virus for like 3 years now, so we'll see. The whole nothing ever happens type thing, but I don't know. Maybe recency bias is playing a factor. All right, if we start to close in this BPR, that really is going to signal to me that we're more so bearish than bullish right now. So So there's the 5-minute close. Still not like confirmed that we're gonna run these lows down here, but I'm definitely not as bullish as I was before. Still, if we were to come back up and inverse this 1-minute gap with like a single, 1-minute candle, like that would be very bullish. So I'm just gonna have that drawn there, and that be our primary focus for now. No, at Cusdal, I did not take a short setup. If you're talking about this 1 minute, we had like a obvious liquidity pool above. We have equal highs above, and nothing was like really telling me that this was like a super obvious short. Plus, I think it was a break-even trade still, right? So enter here, price comes down, comes back up, break even after hitting the low. So I wouldn't even have been in that trade. Oh, do I take short setups? Yeah, of course I do. Here, this was a short setup that we took from 1218. Here was another short setup. $30-second long right now. So the problem with this 30-second is it's not the gap that's holding price down. So I want to wait for that gap to inverse before taking a trade. So probably once this 1 minute inverses in the next candle or so. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so here's what I mean when I say the gap is holding price down. So you see how I have the 1 minute drawn out here? So initially, price is sent down all by the 1 minute on this price leg, and we haven't came up and violated this. So because this is the price leg that's holding price down currently, we need to see that gap violated. Does that make sense? Whereas like this gap here isn't the one that's holding price down because it never sent price down. It was just violated immediately. So that tells me that it doesn't really have a lot of importance. Whereas this gap being respected and sending price down means that it has some importance. So when it's violated, that shows that price is very bullish. Because this is the important gap. This isn't. 1 minute long? Yeah, I'd say so, Mitch. I think this would be an A+ setup if we got it. But I just don't like to see us die and then get the candle close over. I'd rather just see it all happen in one candle. But yeah, the longer the stalls and the longer it takes to inverse, the worse the rating is. So like, if we were to get it on this candle right here, all in one candle, that would be A+. If it took us like multiple candles, it would degrade to like an A- setup. Let me see. Yeah, Joey, but you're fading the 5 minute BPR last gap in the leg. So for me to get bearish here, I'd have to see this get inversed first. Because to me, this just looks like we're retracing to fill in, um, unfilled liquidity. And now we're going to send it back up higher. Rumble, because this gap here that's created is called an inception gap. And whenever you have a gap that forms on the price leg that's going to inverse price, you have to include that in your stop loss. But yeah, Joey, I could see how you think it looks like a sell model here. For those of you that decided not to take the 30-second, it would have been a break-even trade anyway, so you didn't really end up missing anything. Is there a bullish SMT? There is not. So like now at this point, since price is really struggling to inverse this gap inside the macro, that's kind of telling me that like we're not as bullish as I initially anticipated, which means that this setup is probably not A plus. It's probably an A. Well, wait a minute. Now if we get this momentum like that up, that could change it back to A plus. Like if we got it on this candle now. Nah, it's taking too long to inverse. Yeah, this is definitely going to be like an A minus setup. So that for me, that this would turn from a funded play to an eval play. It's taking too long. You like the 2 minute OB? Did we just get one? Oh no, we haven't closed over it yet, but we will when the candle closes, right? So, yeah, that would be nice. So we're kind of trapped between two fair value gaps, right? We have this 1 minute below that's holding price, and then we have this 1 minute above that's holding price down. So for me, Bjorn, a 2 minute OB doesn't form until we close over the wick of the candle. That's just the way that I like to draw out OBs. Yeah, so an inception gap is a gap that forms before the or in the process of invalidating the SIBI. So like this price leg comes up and it's going to be the price leg that inverses this fair value gap here, right to the left. So any gap that's formed on this price leg would be considered an inception gap. Okay? If we were to come down now and then inverse this gap up, then that's no longer an inception gap. This is the new price leg. Does that make sense? Because we've came down and we've made a lower low now. So this starts the new price leg, and then if we see the price run up, now it's its own price leg, and it's not the leg that's inversing the gap. So now we would just use like the IFPG itself. Does that make sense? And then an FEG is just any fair value gap in a price leg. It doesn't necessarily have to be a an FEG that inverses or an FEG that inverses an IFEG. Why not short when there are equal lows below? So the reason why is because price is currently being held up by the 5 minute BPR. So if you want to short, you'd have to, wait for that to inverse first to really confirm it. But this 1 minute short actually looks pretty good with the momentum. I probably should have alerted that at least for an eval play. That was interesting. I gotta probably stop talking when we get these set up. So yeah, this momentum down was good with the 1 minute OB. If you took that, good job. That was actually a good play. I'd be break even at this point, and then TP1 right here. And then hopefully we can get something maybe in the next 12 seconds. Like if we come down to here, that will be the end of the hourly, and then that will be the 5 minute inverse. Okay, Wait. Nope, didn't happen. So we're still holding that 5-minute BPR, but that momentum down is really strong. All right, so this momentum down is kind of telling me that we're gonna go for this low. I think at this point we got another 4 minutes before the candle closed, but I don't know. Unless we're like digging deep, there really isn't anything telling me that this is bullish. We've continued to respect bearish or value gaps and just dump. So it would be cool to see those triple equal lows targeted. They're just kind of far away right now. They're about 140 points away, but this market moves fast, so I definitely think anything's possible. Really good momentum down. Your stop loss is... Wait, you should just be able to drag it down. It's the top one. What you're dragging is the take profit, I think. Yeah, the equal lows, and then obviously this low at 642. So we have those, and those aren't equal. The first, this price leg swept it by a tick. These are the equal lows I'm talking about at 564.5. Yeah, I mean they're not even relative equal because one swept the other. Like this low swept, so this is just like an obvious ITL that you'd be targeting. But for me, I'm still waiting for that 5-minute inverse to happen. What you could do here is once we get the 5-minute inverse, just have like a stop loss over like the 2-minute here. And if we inverse the 2-minute back up, that would be like your get out scenario. That would still be a really big stop, so it might make sense to wait for like a retrace. But that's not even like a model. That's just like if you're trying to short and you have a lot of conviction in us going down, but an entry model really isn't presenting itself. All right. So I guess there's the 5-minute inverse. And then there's like your retrace. Wow, this is a lot of momentum back up. Did I take anything? No, I haven't taken anything. No, we're just watching the inverse at this point. I would need to see like a confirmation setup. So like we might actually get it here. If we get this 30-second short, I will take this. How about the 3-minute? Are you talking about the long or the short? There isn't really a 3-minute short, so I'm guessing you're talking about the long. Yeah, we just tapped in the 3-minute gap, but I think I'm gonna take the 30-second short here if we get it. So the stop would be about 16 points. That's the take profit. So hopefully we get that because that makes sense to me. And then obviously, you know, hold for the TPs, which would be this low and then, you know, the equal lows below. Probably take, I don't know. Actually, you can't even take anything off here at this low, but you might be able to take some off. I like this low down here. So right there for 25 points. Cool. So the 30-second and 15-second line up nicely. Yeah, this is the only entry I think we're gonna get is this 30-second down. So that's probably what I'll take if we get it. We need good momentum. Not the best thing ever to see the 15-second inversing to the upside there, but I don't know. It's just a 15-second. I don't know. I'm not really vibing with this PA. I like. I don't really understand why we're digging back up so far into this 5-minute. Looks like we have 30-second equal highs. Yeah, up here. Those are what? If we were to inverse this gap down, it'd be 70 points away. So I wouldn't really be concerned about them at that point. Since they're just on the 30-second, I don't even think they're on the 1-minute. Yeah. LRLR. I don't see any. If you're talking about to the upside here, I'm not really focused on that. To the downside, yeah, there's not. I mean, I guess a little bit, right? There's a 2 minute and a 3 minute. Uh, yeah, I don't really see what you're talking about. All I see is this 30-second. So yeah, this is good momentum down. This is what we want to see. Never mind. Wait, are we good? It's gonna keep going down. Okay. So we got the 15-second inverse there. Now we just need to see the 30. Come on, 30-second. Okay, no 30-second inverse there. That sucks. But yeah, okay. I I I I'm struggling with this price action because I can't really get like a good read on it, but I think it's good. We're creating fair value gaps and we're respecting them and we're like moving towards a target during macro time. So I think it's good price action. It's really difficult for me to read. Like we inverse this 5 minutes, so we should just see price like go lower, and we're not really seeing that. We're just like chopping in a range again, which I guess makes sense. We did just drop like 70 points in a few minutes, but um, I don't know. I wasn't really expecting price to just like get choppy all of a sudden again. And then before this, it was really difficult to get a read on. I mean, I noticed that we were respecting these bearish fair value gaps to the left, and then we get this candle here, respect that fair value gap, and then same thing, I guess, with this short here on the 1 minute. And that was my fault, but good thing we're not like taking any losses. We're just like watching stuff. So now if we were to like get a short, I guess it would make sense because we'd be delivering under this 15-minute SIBI. But still, like, we're still holding this like 15-minute here. I mean, we've dug into it at least. Before it was just wicked, so that was good. Like as far as like wanting shorts goes, but this is still like really choppy, not great. Like before the setup, we just hit 4-hour discount. You're saying of this whole range we hit discount? Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, 1 hour we might have hit. Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, I saw that Fahrenheit. I think you sent me that, right? So I see your swing high, but where's your swing low? Why are you drawing it from like last down close candle? That's not really a swing low on the 4 hour, is it? Yeah, so you'd say that that's 1 hour, 50%, right? I'm just debating semantics at this point. It doesn't really matter. It's 50% of something, right? I don't even know if that's like the most important swing in this scenario. I feel like in this case, since we're looking at like this is like a buy and sell model curve, this 50% is the most important. So in that scenario, we're like way below. We're in deep discount of the market maker model. And then on the higher time frame, we just hit 50%, like you're saying. So on the lower time frame market maker model, we're below 50, and then on the higher time frame, we're at 50. Which, as far as that helps us, I'm not really sure. The big thing for me is just what fair value gaps we're respecting and what we're disrespecting, and where the draw on liquidity is. Which right now, like I want to say it's this low and these equal lows down there, but like we're still like just chopping in a range, and we're not really seeing that, you know, drops like I'm kind of expecting. Mm-hmm. So obviously this 30-second is the gap that's holding price up. So once that inverses, I'm guessing we're going to just keep dropping. It's basically like this earlier with this 1 minute. We just stabbed into it once, twice, and then the third time it was too much. Yeah, probably Joey. So you swap this high. Maybe we'll soup it and see a dump now. Oh, we tapped in the 15-minute Sibi. Okay, maybe that's what we were drawing up for. I forgot about that. All right, so I guess the condition now for the day will be if we were to inverse this 15-minute Sibi back up, that would just tell me that price is bad and there's no trade we can take, because we shouldn't be inversing a 15 or a 5-minute BPR down and then inversing a 15-minute Sibi back up. So this 15-minute Sibi should hold, and we should see price head lower here. Does that make sense? If we see this 15-minute Sibi violated, that tells us that price action is just not good. And a lot more setups are probably just going to fail. But this looks like algorithmic LRLR. Like, this will probably get ran. Like, this is textbook. What's up, Trent friend? Nice. Right now, we're watching this 30-second gap to see the continuation of the short. And we're also watching to see if this breaks this LRLR to the downside. Which, yeah, looks like it's going to. Dang, 1.95 to 2.8 or 1.95 to 28? Wow, that's crazy. Yep, I got you. So this is very choppy price action. We're not putting in 1 minute fair value gaps anymore, and we're just sitting in a range. So not the greatest ever. Just gotta keep waiting. Once we get that like death candle through all these you know, LRLR lows, inversing this 30-second gap, that would be a potential trade. But until then, we're just gonna probably chop. So yeah, we came down, didn't sweep any liquidity, inversed the 5 minute BPR, and now we came back up to tap into the 15 minute again, I guess. This 15-second inverse looks interesting. Swept the high, delivery out of the 15 minute, but it's on the 15-second and we're chopping in a range, so not something I'm going to take, but just watching it, just tape reading. What if we inverse the 5 minute FVG back again? For me, it would be the 15 minute, but yeah, if we inverse the 5 minute BPR back up, that would also be not great. That would tell me that price action just isn't very good. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I mean, this short worked, but like it didn't even sweep liquidity. There wasn't really a good draw that it hit, so I'm not really sure what the point of it was. Yeah, I don't think I'll be live Friday, but we'll see. It's really gonna depend on Friday, like whether or not I'll be live. It's just gonna depend on the price action and where I'm at the end of the week. So yeah, obviously the 15-second fails, which is once again just telling me that this is bad price action. So we just took that high. I think we just created an SMT. So we have an SMT at that high now. Good reaction to the SMT there. Hopefully just keep seeing this momentum down, and then maybe we get finally that 30-second inverse like we want. Leaving equal lows there is a good sign for shorts, but this is still like not great price action. Like we put in equal lows just to send it back up 20 points. I don't understand. Yo, wait, sorry, I'm fixing headset. What's going on? Yeah, I'm trying to, but this price action is really bad. This I'm looking at this 30-second. To me, this 30-second looks good. Yeah, that's what I want. First the lows here, and then these lows down here. These are triple equal, but I don't know. Like this to me didn't seem obvious because we had the 5 minute BPR, and I didn't know if we were gonna break through that. And I don't want to short in a 5 minute BPR. And then obviously in hindsight it works. And then this was like kind of the same thing. I wasn't sure we were bearish yet until obviously this 5 minute BPR breaks. So just kind of tape read that. But for right now I know we're bearish. Like we've inversed that, and we're respecting the 15 so far. I told chat that if we inverse this 15 back up, like I'm just gonna give up on the day because that would be such bad price action to inverse the 5 minute down and then inverse the 15 back up. That's what it looks like, right? But we didn't sweep any liquidity to the downside here. So like we never completed the market maker model to the downside. So if we inverse this back up, that tells me that this is bad price action. Like where would you say the market maker model completes? So I'm saying if we've inversed the 5 minute BPR down from 925, both of them. Yeah, which would basically be the 15 minute getting inversed back up to the upside. Yeah. Which it kind of looks like that's what we want to do. But this looks like textbook LRLR to the downside that we just didn't like sweep. So I don't know. I guess we have an AMD event after hours. Yeah. I don't know. Nvidia did something earlier in the day. I'm guessing it's something like that, announcing like a new chip or something to do with their stock, or I don't know. Well, that was with the Nvidia announcement, but I don't know if they announced it. I just that would be an Nvidia thing. For AMD, I'm guessing they would like create like a competitor, like what the 8 series. Are we on like the 8900s or whatever? All right, man. See you. Yeah. I guess I did. I guess it's news to me, but you're a great trader. Yeah. All right. Peace out, man. All right. So here's 230. Maybe price will finally decide what it wants to do. Okay. Good momentum. So we swept those equal lows that we left behind. And then just going right back up for the equal highs, I guess. Now we're gonna get the bear flag pattern, right? Isn't this a bear flag juice? We're actually trading with retail right now. Nice, monkey. Yep, that's the confluence right there. Dude, this price action, man. What is happening? We've just been chopping in like a 20-point range for the last 40 minutes, it feels like. Okay. Wait a sec. Maybe we finally get it now? Nope. Stop loss? Yeah, sure. So I'll draw everything right now. It's like assuming the close is there, stop loss there, take profit somewhere down there. Probably just at the low, to be honest. Not even take any partials. Yeah, from this previous gap, like this 30-second. There's no inception gap on this one. It's just the IFEG. Dude, okay, this is awful. This is so bad. We need a death candle through this, like, and we're just not getting it. Maybe we're just waiting for the macro. Maybe that's it. All right, good drop. Okay, now just chill out. Get the inverse on this candle, maybe? This is... Oh my god. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it, bro. I'm just over it, man. I don't even care. What graded? This is like a D setup. I hate this setup. I mean, like realistically, like it's a good setup. Like on eval, I don't think it's a funded trade at this point. I mean, in order for it to be a funded trade, we would need to see a death candle just go through everything, like instantly, and hopefully not leave these equal highs here. Okay, they're not in the 1 minute. It doesn't matter. All right. Does anybody have any questions related to like the chart or anything? Because this is just not happening, I guess. I almost feel like it's taking too long. Like it might just be better to come back a different day this week. Like we have NFP on Friday. We have like an early week. Is this really worth wasting a setup on and trying like in this price action? Within the month, Jesse. I mean, you can take a day, but I think within the month is fine. Um, I would back test Seb. I would um definitely like paper trade more than just trying out evals and running those over and over again. Um, and I definitely probably wouldn't size up as early on as I did. I probably copy traded too many accounts too quickly, and that caused me to burn a lot more capital than I should have early on. I don't speak Spanish. I kind of understand Spanish, but I'm not fluent at all. Why not? Because my parents, or not my parents, but my mom specifically thought that we would have learning development problems if we learned two languages at an early age, which I don't know how she believed that because literally every other bilingual family that exists does that. So, um, yeah. So she prevented my dad from speaking Spanish to us until we were like in middle school, which at that point it was like, all right. But like I can read it for the most part. Like if I don't know a word, I just have to Google Translate it, but I mean I can understand everything basically. I can get my way around a tourist town. Like I know how to order food. I know how to ask where the bathroom is. I know how to ask how much something costs. Um, Not great, monkey. Not great because this price action sucks. Did I miss anything? Um, and we're watching, and we're watching, and we're watching, and nothing. I'm low key like not even expecting this to work at this point. Like I'm not even gonna alert this. If it works, it works. I'm gonna be depressed, but like we've been sitting in this for value get for almost an hour. Like, and it's not like it's inversing in a single candle like we want out of like a death candle or that kind of thing. It's just, are we gonna get it? Oh my god, we didn't even get it. We literally did not even get it. I think it closed to the tick. Yeah, it literally closed to the tick. Bro, I have to expand this because it's taken that long. Oh yeah, ES hit the low, so we have an SMT. Nice. Wow, love this. Nice, great. I don't know, Roan. I don't know, man. It's an SMT is what it is. I give up. I don't know what else to say. ES didn't even hit the low either, so we've swept zero liquidity in the process of us like running up here. We're just running up for no reason other than the reaction off the SMT. Yeah, Seb, that's actually how I started getting payouts was from Apex. I've gotten a bunch from them. I only recently switched to MFFU because Apex changed their payout rules, but now that we've had 90% off a couple times, I'm back on the Apex grind. Um, but yeah, my most recent payout was on MFFU. They're smaller payouts, but dude, I can get like two a month, so it's almost the same as what I was doing with Apex. Yeah, I still have like full PAs because they're all lifetime because of the sales and whatnot. How can I tell there's an SMT? Okay, if you look at this low here that was formed at 202, and then you look at this low that was formed here at 243, ES took out this low with this price leg, and NQ did not. That's how I know that there's an SMT. Yeah, monkey. That's why I switched to MFFU, because I take max payouts for the most part. Before, that's what I would do with Apex. Oh yeah, MFFU is really easy. Yeah, for sure, Pat. Is there a minimum payout on Apex for first payout? I think you need to withdraw 500. Isn't it 500 on Apex? And you need to make at least $2,600 profit for like a 50K, and then it's like 1,600 for a 25K. It used to be 1,000, but that was like a year ago. That's like super old. All right. Well, I guess we're going back up. I guess I don't know. No, Seb, you only need to get to 52.6 to take out 500. Anything over 500, you need to make that much more. So if you want to take out 1,000, you have to make 53,100. Does that make sense? Yeah. Hey, so who thought that PM was going to be better since AM was bad? Yeah, Jerhoff. Yeah, that exact idea, right? If we take out that low at 6,015, and we get the SMT there, and then we get a nice bullish reaction up, yeah, I'd be more inclined to go bullish. Um, yeah, I had no expectations about whether or not this was going to be good price action. I thought that this 1 minute was okay, but like I said, like I would have preferred to wait to see this 5 minute get inversed. The only thing I regret about not saying about this 1 minute is that this was a good eval short, just because of the momentum. But I was like answering somebody's question when it happened, and then it happened too quick, and I was like, well, there goes the trade, I guess. Yeah, so no liquidity swept to the downside there, so we're just pumping up off of nothing right now. So what that tells me is this is probably not good price action, which we've already established it's not. So if we were to break this 2 minute to the upside, that would tell me that we're bullish now. For some reason. I mean, I guess maybe we're respecting the 1 hour. Or maybe we're tapping into the 4 hour here. We created a tiny 4 hour here at 2 o'clock, and we're respecting that. I just don't know why we leave this low behind, but I guess. We left the hourly gap, last gap in the leg unfilled, and then we left that low behind too. So leaving lots of things behind today. This 30-second isn't a good short setup to the downside because the gap isn't obvious, and we didn't really sweep any good liquidity. I don't know, X hustle or X hustle. Yeah, maybe we want to IO fed this 1 hour. All I know is for MFFU, it gets reset to the amount after you withdraw. You don't get to keep all that drawdown. didn't even fill any liquidity when we just came up right now. We just came up for no reason. We missed the equal highs. I don't understand. Yeah. I'll make a video on it. GFT or GF trades. Tim, they'll just set it to whatever the drawdown is plus 100 of the initial balance. So if you have made 2K profit and you take $1,000 out, they'll set it to $900 remaining drawdown. For MFFU and for Top Step, I guess. 3-minute long? I think I like the 2-minute better for a long if you think we're bullish right now. Okay, so we just got the 30-second inverse there on that candle. I have no idea if this is going to work. This is like such bad price action. Yo, what's going on, Dapper? So at this point, we do have an inception for value gap. So this gap would have to be included because this is the 1 minute included in the price leg that inverse the 30-second. But this is such bad price action. Like, this took forever to inverse. I genuinely don't believe that this is going to work. We're just watching it at this point. I'm just tape reading it. In hindsight, best setup of the day, the 10, 11, 30-second long, I think. But still, like, I didn't love it because the draw on liquidity wasn't really great. But it worked, so that was cool, I guess. This is the 30-second I'm talking about. Got it. Great. The draw on liquidity, there was no equal highs, there was no LRLR, there was nothing obvious that was telling me that, like, okay, we're going to go up higher now. $3.30. Yeah, that was London, so I can't do anything. You should do AM sessions? Yeah, that's what Dodgy does. That's what he's for. I just do the PM. Whenever Dodge needs me to sub in though, I'll be there for AM. Yeah, for sure, Jarov. All right, so it's 2:55. We got 5 minutes left of the initial half of the macro, and then it'll be 3 o'clock, and then I don't know what's gonna happen at 3 o'clock. Was that 10, 11, 30-second short valid? 11, 11 you meant? Okay. All right, Monkey. Will do. Thanks for stopping by the stream, man. All right, guys. Now that Monkey's gone, hopefully price action clears up. I think it was his fault. He told me. He told me he was messing with stuff. All right, Monkey. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, he's not leaving. See, look. As soon as he said that, the market started going back up. It's his fault. Oh boy, we're going. Makes sense, right at the macro time. Okay. All right, so there's that first low there. The place that I'm targeting right now is this initial low first, and then the triple equal lows that are like way down here. Am I in the trade? That is the question, isn't it? Am I in? I guess you'll never know. The FEG at 644. I'm confused. 644. Oh, the one that I had marked? No idea. The 5 minute? The 4 hour? 4 hour. The 4 hour. Yeah, it moved on me. The 4 hour fair value gap. So yeah, this low coincides with the 4 hour low here, so that would make sense to take like 80% off of your position if it hits that. So here is 3 p.m. We'll be targeting now. We're just targeting the 4 hour for value gap, which is that same low that we've been targeting all session. And then after that, we'll be looking for these triple equal lows down here at a 564.5. Damn. Wow, as soon as that 30-second broke, jeez. Come on, bro. Hit the 4 hour. Don't stall here. Why is it stalling? I told you guys it was monkey. Bro, we stalled before we hit the 4 hour. Why? We're so close. All right, well, here's 3 o'clock, I guess. Is 3 a reversal time? Not really, Tom. 3 is just like a macro time. Like it's usually like 250 to 310. It's like seen as like the that macro time. Usually the start of the hourly candle. Come on, NQ, be nice. Hit the target. Is Monkey still here? Oh, he's still here, bro. Come on, man. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Juice. Nah, not really. We were watching this 30-second trade for the last hour, and it finally played out. But I didn't say I was alerting it. I was just gonna tape read it and watch it because it took too long, and the price action's been so bad all afternoon. Yeah, it's usually how it goes, Juice. We didn't even hit the final target like I was anticipating, so I don't know. Like this could just come all the way back up and end up being a break even trade. All right, sounds good, Tim. So we hit that ITH instead of the FEG, so I want to see that get souped and then just head straight back down. Inversing this 30-second bullish for value gap would be nice, but maybe we'll just chop for another hour again. Nope, we're just going to go back to that 30-second entry. Of course we are. So yeah, this kind of looks V-shapey. I don't know what liquidity we swept to get this V-shape, but I'm not going to ignore it. So if we inverse the 3-minute or the 2-minute actually back up, I guess that would be a long. We didn't really hit any liquidity on ES or NQ after taking this low, so we would just be reversing off nothing. We wouldn't be delivering from anywhere. But anytime we get like a signature price like this, like that's probably too bullish to ignore. Tom, honestly, like I don't know, man. Like this price action is just bad. I'm probably just gonna keep watching. I'm guessing like any continuation shorts will probably work. Like if we got this 1 minute down, that would probably work for a short. But this is like no bueno. But yeah, the 30-second trade ended up getting break even right there. So if you're in that, that was probably your stop out. Just so annoying because I don't know why we don't hit the 4-hour gap before getting this move back up. But hey, you know what? Whatever. Bad price action, I guess. Oh, he's back. Yo. Yeah, that's really dumb. Because Price hates us. That's why. All right, goodbye. Yeah, that's what I'm watching. Yep, that would be the play. Isn't the 2 minute better back down? Yeah, it's about the same. You might miss the setup if you try and target the 2 minute. But yeah, I mean, if we got it on this candle, they'd close at the same time. So yeah, 2 minute would probably be better in this scenario. Nope, not gonna happen. I guess we're just gonna IO fed it. Whatever 2 minute gets inversed here is probably the direction that we're gonna go for the remainder of the day. That's my take. We inverse the 3 minute? Yeah, that doesn't really matter. We're still holding the 2. What 3 minute? Does this matter with equal lows resting below? What equal lows? You're talking about the ones all the way down there? No, they don't matter. It's just whatever 2 minute gets inverse is the direction that the market wants to go for the rest of the day. I'm honestly so glad that I didn't end up taking this trade because I would be so upset if I'd entered and then gotten like 4 points away from my take profit and then it came all the way back and stopped me out break even. Like that would waste so much mental capital so early in the week. Like I don't even care that I didn't even enter this trade. So yeah, it looks like the 2 minute is going to get inverse to the upside here. Your stop on that would be about 20 points. Maybe, maybe not, I guess. I thought it was going to, but 3 seconds left in the candle, it just drops. So we soup that high there and just get an immediate reaction back down. So this is like just still really terrible, awful price action. We have a 3 minute gap now. So if we were to get like the 3 minute inverse here, it's the same as the 2, which is the same as the 1. So I guess we'd be waiting on the 3 minutes inverse here. Hopefully it inverses in the next minute and a half because then all of the time frames would close at the same time. Yeah, and it would destroy my trailing apex too. So like honestly, like, oh, I just did something on accident. Jace, do you still have access to everything? Oh, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I know I accidentally just took away your roll. I didn't mean for that to happen. I think you're good. So yeah, we inverse the 3 minutes to the upside. I mean, I don't know. We're just chopping, I guess. Okay, cool. Was that good on the 3 minute? The 3 minute long? No, because the 2 minute still hadn't closed above. So whenever you have a gap that's higher than an existing gap, like a 3 minute, you want to wait for the higher gap to inverse to the upside and vice versa for the downside. Because this gap is technically still holding price, this 2 minute, even though the 3 minute inversed. The close also wasn't great. It was only a tick. You usually want to see like a more convincing close than just a tick. But yeah, this price action is still really bad. Whenever we see candles with wicks greater than the bodies, that indicates that price action is not good. So it has no idea where it wants to go. I mean, price is just indescribable today, man. Like, why are we leaving behind 4 hour fair value gaps right there? Like, we didn't even come close to hitting it on ES either. It's just so random. So it looks like we have a bearish SMT. Is that right? Yeah, tiny bearish SMT. The market's just uncorrelated right now. The indices are. So we got that 2 minute inverse finally. So if I had to guess, we're probably going to head up now. But I don't know. We'll see. Market conditions are still like bad. Although I did say whatever 2 minute breaks to the breaks is the one that's going to put us in the direction the market wants to go. So unless we just hit like a 15 or some other PD array that's in the way, I'm not sure why this 2 minute would end up failing. Other than price action just being bad, which we've established 1,000,001 times. Am I taking any trades still? Honestly, because my bias is overall bearish, I don't think I would take a long trade here, but just tape reading, I guess, the 2 minute long. This reaction is awful. Like, this is the last thing you want to see out of an inverse trade, is just an immediate dump in the opposite direction as soon as you get the inverse. Is the 2 minute even valid anymore? Yeah, because we haven't hit the internal high of the 2 minute, which would be this high up here. And we haven't hit any like fair value gap that would cause a roadblock. So this 1 minute, if we'd hit this first, then no, it wouldn't be valid. But we haven't hit that, so it's technically valid. So like that 2 minute retrace there would be an entry. But like I'm not taking it. Its price action is just so crazy, and the wicks are bigger than the bodies, and I don't know. We're not taking liquidity. We're just going from one side to the other. So whenever that happens, to me, that's just a sign of not good price action. We want to see price take liquidity in whatever direction it's intending to go, and when that doesn't happen, that makes taking profit difficult. It causes a lot of break-even trades, and it causes you to lose drawdown unnecessarily. So I just want to avoid these conditions altogether, you know? Good reaction there. Yeah, sure. I'm just waiting to see if this 2-minute trade ends up playing out. If it ends up like chopping more, or it ends up failing, then yeah, I'll take a look. So yeah, every single time NQ makes a higher high, ES is struggling to take that high. So right here, just uncorrelated indices. That's just bad price action. You're going to see this happen a lot whenever we form an SMT. NQ makes the higher high, ES lags behind. You see a massive sell as soon as the high gets taken, and then it struggles to take higher prices until both of the indices get correlated. ES just swept this low, so now ideally both indices should be on the same page and wanting to go higher, but I guess we'll see. It depends on the reaction to ES taking the low. If we get like a bullish candle here and price looks like it wants to move higher, then I guess that's our tell if the SMT is true or if we want to keep going lower. So far, it looks like the bit bullish SMT is true. Good reaction there. So here's 320. Just doesn't want to go anywhere. Just wants to sit around and chop. Market maker chop model. Do I only trade on funded accounts? No, I trade evals and fundeds. All right, so I don't know. I guess we're just gonna chop. This isn't gonna play out. So let me take a look at your two plays. So you said you took the 831 short, which was this setup. This is not good. Um, was it a 1 minute trade? I'm guessing. Yeah, so I wouldn't ever take a trade like this. There's no obvious singular gap that I can see that would force the inverse except for 829. And 829 is nowhere near big enough for a trade that I would take. And then you're saying you took 844. I think 844 is decent because it barely swipes the low and then you get the long after the fact. But I feel like there has to be like a trade on a different time frame that would have been better than the 1 minute. Yeah, like this. Okay, so this 3 minute would be decent. If you took this 3 minute and then went break even at this high and then maybe took profit at this high, like that's okay. This would be like an A setup, or like sorry, not A, like A minus. Do I have a live account? Nah, I don't at the moment, but I think I'm gonna be pushed to live soon on MFFU. I've taken probably too many payouts at this point. Okay, so it looks like we finally pushed the upside here. Like I said, in the event that one of these 2 minutes got broken, whichever one got broken would cause price to go to that side. So the bearish 2 minute got broken. That's what wanted to send price higher. So looks like that, at least that was right. That price read was right. Then obviously the 30-second short working was right, but no call out there obviously because it took way too long. So yeah, there's that high, I guess. I don't know, Fahrenheit. I'm on like my fourth, so I think after this next one, they're gonna push me to live. I think their live account policy is like after 4 live account payouts on the same account, they push you to live. Okay, so we've hit that 1 hour for value gap at this point. That 1 hour SIBI, which seemed like the clear draw after inversing the 2 minute. Now that we've hit that, I would kind of expect price to come back. Maybe we put in a 2 minute for value gap here and we inverse that, and that's our short to the downside. Kind of lines up nicely with all the other time frames, so definitely got some potential there. What's their max payouts, Jace? I don't think they have like a max payouts, but you can take up to 5 and then they push you to live, I think. I think it's just whatever the size of the starter that you started with on MFFU. So I'd get $2,000 or $2,500 of drawdown, and then I would just have to try and do the best I can with that. No, Jace, it's 30 winning trade days or 5 payouts of $1,200, which is what I'm gonna do. So it's $6,000 in payouts or 30 winning trading days. All of my accounts, my funded accounts, will get consolidated to one live account, and then I just have to trade with like I guess lower sizing. So we put in that 2 minute BISI there. If we got a short here, this would be good. This would be, I think, A plus. We just need to see good momentum down. The reason why it'd be A plus is because we have a SMT, a bearish SMT. We've tapped into the 1 hour SIBI, so we'd be delivering out of the 1 hour, and then we'd get the 2 minute inverse, which is a singular for value gap, and our liquidity targets below would be the 4 hour untapped BISI below, and then the equal lows. So far though, this looks still bullish, so not really expecting anything. But what account size would be the live? Like I said, I think it's $2,500 of drawdown. Okay, so the 3 minute now looks better. So we just formed that. So the stop on this would be 15 points. So you could take it with like 5 micros and then target down here for 58 and maybe lower. And then first TP would be these lows here. It's unfilled 1 minute PPR. You take 2 off, and then you take 2 off, and then you take 1 off. Yeah, I know, Jace. That's why I kind of don't want it to happen. I'd rather just blow up the accounts. But I feel like that's like probably counterintuitive to their business model, so they might just kick me off the site at that point, and I don't want that to happen. If I get pushed to one live of $2,500, I'll just copy trade it with my Apexes instead. I don't know, Monkey. I don't think so. I think you have to request same as normal. But they're really quick about it. I think there's like payout rules too. Do I still have milestones? Nah, I never bought milestones, Jace. I just traded my starters because they only allow up to 3 fundeds, and I've never been in a scenario where I've needed to get another funded. So it doesn't look like we're getting that bearish reversal. Not really seeing that death candle down. All right. I guess we're going up. I guess price just wants to go back up. I guess we're in full buy model now. Maybe I'm like overthinking things. Maybe I'm like in analysis paralysis mode right now. Like maybe this 2 minute was just obvious and I should have just taken it. And that been it. But for me, like, I need a liquidity sweep before taking any trades. And we just don't get that. But now it looks like we're in a full buy model. So I don't know, man. Yeah, but like it's not even like Wednesday or Thursday. Like I know that like ICT always talks about not trading the Wednesday and Thursday before, but it's Monday, you know, like I feel like we should see price act normal. All right, William. Catch you later. I know that we swept discount like we hit 50%, but that's not liquidity. Just because we hit 50% of something doesn't mean that we hit liquidity. We need to take out a low first, right? Because that's where the stops are resting. So if we just randomly reverse from nowhere without taking out a low on either indice, that tells me that price action is just not good. I mean, I guess we swept this low on ES, but I don't know. Alright, so now we've left equal highs here on NQ. Was that N dog a good liquidity grab? Did we even tap it? No. There wasn't really an N dog anywhere. We just had the new week opening gap, but that's a previous new week opening gap, so that doesn't really matter. You're saying it reacted to the 1 hour FEG here. So you're saying us tapping this gap plus the SMT is why we're bullish. But for me, anytime price reverses, it needs to tap unfilled liquidity or it needs to sweep liquidity, which in this case, I guess ES swept this low. So that's the 1 hour SMT, right? But for me, ES has another obvious low directly next to that we just left unfilled. And then the place that ES reacted off of was just like somewhere random in the range. It wasn't reacting off of unfilled liquidity. So I assumed that this gap would send price lower to take out that unfilled liquidity, but I suppose that was the wrong assumption. I guess we were in a full buy model once we had that 1 hour SMT. So really that's the only thing. And the problem is like we can blame it on a million and one different things, right? But I'm never going to base my initial reversal, like that reversal idea, off of just a random SMT on ES when we also have lower liquidity below on ES. That's just as obvious. I'm going to base it on something a little bit more concrete, like unfilled liquidity or us hitting a daily gap or us hitting an unfilled hourly gap or something, right? The thing with this 4 hour is it was unfilled. So us hitting here and then getting a reversal would make more sense than just us having like a 1 hour SMT and calling that the reason for the reversal. But I totally see like where you're coming from. Like, X hustle usually 4 to 8. It just depends. Today I haven't taken any. This 2 minute is still holding. Yeah. I think, right? Yeah. Looks like the tick. I'm guessing once this 2 minute gets inversed, that's when we'll run to the equal highs. And probably this side too. Or maybe right now. Bang! Who took that? Let's go! 2 minute inverse to the equal highs. Bang, bang, bang. All right, this 30-second could be interesting with the equal lows below. We're going to delivery out of the 1 minute gap to the left here after sweeping the high. No displacement above it. Nothing's telling me that this is bearish right now, but I'm just tape reading. X-Huzzle, did you pass that eval? No, you needed 5 points. Oh, was it like 4? Oh, okay, gotcha. $200 left. All right, well, are you trying the 30-second here? Because this is about to hit for 10 points, I bet. Unless, did we just tap into a 5 minute or something? Nah, not yet. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Guess we can get rid of that too. Alright. So that 30-second trade, you should be break even now. Maybe a partial at this low. So we're going to tap into a 5 minute gap. Did you pass it now, X-Huzzle? You passed? Awesome, dude. Congrats. So yeah, I think all that's going to happen is we're going to get a better trade at some point else in the week. If you're in this 30-second, let me mark out 50 for you so you know where to target. So next target would be 50, if we can even get there. Friday, Fahrenheit. NFP shorter, long? Long. Yeah, for sure, X-Huzzle. All right. So, unless we start to like blast up here, um, like if we like close over this high and like price really starts to accelerate and get interesting, um, I'll stay on. But if we take this high, chop, come down, chop more, you know, for the next like 10 minutes. I mean, there's only 18 minutes left in the day. I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, for sure, Fahrenheit. All right, so I guess we get this 30-second down now. I think the 5-minute would be like the next tell, but 2-minute short if momentum. I think the 5 minutes better. Yeah, you too, iCuzzle. All right, guys, I'm calling it. Um, Sorry, price action was so bad, and I was having trouble reading it. Honestly, if we'd gotten just a couple different things to happen in the day, today could have been a really good day. But I'm not mad about missing out on stuff, especially when 90% of the candles we had today were just not great. Actually, wait a sec. Wait a second. Hmm. Good momentum. There's the 2-minute close. I still think to confirm bearish, we'd want to see the 5. If here's what we'll do. I'm literally gonna end the stream as soon as the 5-minute candle closes, unless we close below this, or if it goes invalid, which it would go invalid if we hit here, 678, I think. What's the stop on this? Is this only 15 points, really? 18? All right, if this candle closes inside the gap, I'm getting off. If it closes outside the gap and we get the inverse, we'll watch it. And I'd say take it on eval, just in case. If it hits these lows, I'm off too, because that would be invalid. We're good. All right. Let's see, we have one more 30-second. The reason why it would go invalid here if it hit this low is because there's a fair value gap that price could react to after taking the lows. And we just hit them. So I'm off. Well, thank you guys for the stream today. Like I said, wish things could have been better, but just really not great price action. I'm sure we'll get better price action either today or tomorrow. Or not today or tomorrow. Tomorrow or Wednesday. And if that were to happen, then yeah, I guess we'll take a trade then. But other than that, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.